1992 Mercedes 190E. This is the 2-litre petrol model, automatic, in dark over light blue. As you can see, this one has been lowered, so it is sitting quite low. But it is worth pointing out that it doesn't catch on things like, so it's just come up those ramps there on the studio. No problem at all, didn't catch. It went on and off the trailer when we collected it. No, didn't catch there either. So yeah, it's not too impractical, but it has been lowered. It's on the standard steel wheels with the fan blade. Hubcaps. We'll start by having a look at the bodywork, then we'll move on to the interior and get it started up. If you look down this driver's side, you can see it is nice and straight all the way down there. It's not ripply or full of filler or anything like that. Driver's front wing, we've got a little bleb just coming through at the bottom there. Other than that, nice and tidy. Good steel wheel and tyre there. Nice and tidy coming up the A-pillar. We do have a couple of light scratches just here, sort of halfway up. And then coming onto the roof, leading edge of the windscreen's all nice and tidy. You've got a little mark there on the sunroof that's been touched in, but there isn't any signs of any corrosion coming through around the sunroof. And we do have a little bit of a bird poo mark there, and there's a bit of a swirl right in the middle there that does look like it would polish out nice and easy. Looking at the glass on this side, that's all nice and clean and clear as well. Merc stamped up. Continuing our way down this side, driver's door, nice and straight on that. There's no sort of real marks or damage. There's a little stone chip just here. And then onto the passenger door. There is some slight sort of scuffs in the paint here and there. They look like they would, you know, from a hedge or something like that. They look like they would polish out pretty easy, to be fair. Another one just down here on the arch. You can just see it there. Arch itself on the rear, sharp all the way around. There's no corrosion coming through there. And then coming back down that rear quarter, again, no real marks to note. If you look up this side, you can see it is nice and straight. Coming around up the back, nice and clean down the seams. Both rear tail lights are bright and clear. Lower half of that bumper, all nice and tidy. We've got a little mark just on the bumper here. Looks like it's on its original dealer plates, those Rycroft mate ones as well, which is a nice touch. Nice and clean on this edge of the boot. And then again, up onto the boot, you can see the swirls and light grazing that I'm talking about there. Again, the majority of that will polish off. There is some marks here. There's been some scratches that have been touched in. I don't think they will polish out. Polish would make them a bit better, but I don't think they'll polish out. And then passenger side, again, looking all the way down there, nice and straight. Rear quarter, no real marks to whinge about there. Another good wheel and tyre. That arch is nice and sharp. Then going along the glass on this side again, stamped, nice and clean. Got the LE spec trim as well, which is nice. Got a bit of a stone chip just here on the bonnet, on the roof. Leading edge is all nice and clean. Round this side of the sunroof's all good. Continuing our way down here, rear door. Got a bit of a scuff just here. But other than that, all good. And then front door, again, nice and tidy. It has had a replacement wing mirror on, but it hasn't been body colour painted yet. It's been sanded back, but it hasn't been painted. Obviously, left-hand side gets the stubby mirror, but like I say, it hasn't been painted. There's a bit of a run. This wing must have been painted at some point. There's a bit of a run just sat on the top of the lip there. Front arch, again, nice and sharp. A little bit extra paint there as well. Nice and tidy on that wheel and tyre. And then round on the front, headlamps and indicators on both sides are all good. The grey section of the grille has been painted, and that is sort of reacting and cracking a little bit, so that one's sort of cleaned off or replaced. And this little piece of trim wants adjusted up because it's missing the bottom of the window. A bit of a scratch just down here. Lower half of that bumper, all nice and tidy. And then as you come up the bonnet, you can see this bonnet's been painted. There's a bit of a reaction in the paint here. And this whole side is sort of scratched and scuffed. The bonnet one's painted, really, to be fair. There's not really a polish going to save that. All right, onto the interior. Nice and clean on the driver's door card. And again, driver's seat, generally pretty good. There's a little bit of a wear mark down the bottom here, but bolsters are still nice and firm. All the bearing's good. Steering wheel, tiny little bit of wear across the top, but generally very good. Carpet set nice and clean. The heel pads all good. Only a Merc can do 186,000 miles and show that little wear. Very, very good. Nice and clean around the gear selector. We do have the fascia for the stereo in the glove box. All the wood along here, all nice and tidy. Headlining around that sunroof. Looks quite dirty on the camera, but if you get it close, it isn't bad at all. at the rear. Nice and tidy. You've got manual windows on the rear, electric in the front. Rear bench, that's all nice and clean. Headlining's good at the back. Backs of the seats are nice. It does have the armrest as well. Into the boot. Nice and clean in there. There's no sign of any corrosion coming through on that bottom panel. No sign of any trapped moisture or anything in there. Lift this up and have a good look under the floor. Again, you've got your spare wheel, jacks there. Again, nice and dry in there as well. Nice and tidy on the rear passenger door card. No sign of any marks on the rear seats. They're very, very good. All the nets are nice and taut, all that sort of stuff. And then front passenger, nice and clean on the door card. Seat, very, very good. As is the carpet set on this side. It's obviously been well cared for because those carpets are normally completely ingrained with dirt by now. Pull the bonnet while we're here. Like I say, 2 litre petrol, automatic. Been with us a couple of days now. It always starts on the button, this one. But again, a Merc with a few miles is always a pretty sweet thing still. Nice and clean on that front panel and the inner wings. It's been parked here a little while. It's not dropping any fluid on the floor. We'll get it fired up. No warning lights on the dash there apart from the fuel warning light saying we've got low fuel. Nothing nasty flying out the back. And ticking over nice and smoother on the front. So there you have it. Mercedes 190e, 2 litre petrol. Like I say, has been lowered. Any more questions, please get in touch. Thank you.